last few remaining, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
or the fact that you only have a few left anyway.
Yeah, you never know. Every day's a little bit different. How's Zach doing up there, by the way?
Zach is currently not in the house, but he's been doing great.
Okay.
I think him and I have had a lot of fun up here tonight. I don't know how much you've listened in. You took a few shots, even though maybe you might not have been listening, but that's okay. We're having fun.
Oh, yeah, I've been paying attention.
Okay.
I've been working on some other stuff. I've been around.
You're keeping count then is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind to catch a few strays here and there.
Well, we all know it's going to go both ways.
All's fair in love and racing, you know.
Absolutely. As we get set for the first of our trio of A-Mains here this evening, USRA Stock Car A-Main rolling its way out onto the racetrack. The USRA Stock Cars this week brought to you by Edo Brock Performance. Here's tonight's starting lineup for the A feature. 20 laps in distance, 26 cars scheduled to make this call. On the pole out of Amazonia, Missouri, the number 69er, that's Tyler Cadwallader to his outside. From St. Joseph, Missouri, the number 7, that's Doug Kaler. Miles McKell out of Fort Dodge, Iowa in the 21 rolls off third. Then it's Weston Coop out of Rockwell, Iowa in the 15W. Starting fifth is Gerald Walwashuk out of Atchison, Kansas in the W11. To his outside, R.C. Combs out of Albuquerque, New Mexico in 53. Rolling off seventh, it's Mason Beck out of Urbana, Missouri in the 0F. To his outside, William Garner out of Lebanon, Missouri in the 7G. Starting ninth out of Boone, Iowa is Jason Purvis in the 70P. To his outside, Josh Kane out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico in the 3J.
Starting inside of road number 6, starting the 11th starting spot from Rushford, Minnesota, the 14W is Brady Williamson, and to his outside of the 21F from Appleton City, Johnny Finnewald.
Starting 13th, it's Blake Bolton out of Appleton City, Missouri in the 34B. To his outside, Boone Evans out of Bullard, Texas in the 4JR.
El Presidente from Webster City, Iowa, board car number 14. That'll be Todd Staley, starts 15th tonight, and to his outside, aboard car number 74 from Kansas City, it'll be Rodney Schweizer.
Starting 17th out of Postville, Iowa, the 8X is Josh Roney. To his outside, Roy Long out of Stillwell, Oklahoma in 17.
Jalen Wettengale from Topeka, Kansas, aboard car number 91J with Jeff Dixon, starting 20th.
Starting on row number 11 is Christopher Sawyer in 12, Chris Roney in 78.
Chad Clancy, Derek Brown, Justin Custer, and Jeremy Vaughn round out your balance of starters here. 26 cars going 20 laps in distance here for the USRA Stock Car. First feature of the week here for the USRA Nationals. The Stock Cars to the green, and that was kind of a wild start. They fan out and go 3 wide down the front straightaway, entering one for the first of 20 to come here, Eric.
Yeah, Cadwallader looked like he got tight, shut up the racetrack. Keller gave him all the room he needed, though, and Miles McHale nearly took advantage of it. We've got a
Walmart
stack him up parking lot, though, at the backside of the field here.
Sorry to step on you there.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah, a little fender bender down here at the bottom of corners 1 and 2. We'll get a look at the FK Rod-Ins instant replay here. You saw him fan out and go 3 wide there on the start. Pole sitter didn't quite get a great start there. We'll see where this all kind of transpired. Looks like the 70 of Purvis may have got some assistance, and he went around like a top over there in turns 1 and 2.
Hey, let me help you guys with a little local lingo right here. Zach, I know you always like these little one-offs and quick little liners here.
Fire away.
So 4 or 5 years ago, right around this whole Pomme de Terre Lake area, they built like $7 or $50 Generals around here. So we could say that turn 2 over there, when that all piled up, that's busier than a $1 General at 3:30 in the afternoon. School lets out about 3 o'clock every afternoon. So for the locals right there, throw that reference in.
We'll have to add that one into the Rolodex of one-liners.
We shall.
So, as it looks like we're trying to get some assistance to the 14 of Brady Williamson to the bottom of turn number 1 as well.
You know, I know it wouldn't be too long before Trenton Berry piped up with some pretty pertinent information.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the best of what I had.
I love it.
I'm thinking about running over here to Greg Stanek, though, and seeing who's king of the hill. You guys up for that? I'm feeling a little, I don't know. I've been cooped up all night.
Well, we thought you were going to join us earlier. We tried.
What's really been happening is I've just been having my business told to me by Heather all night, and I finally had enough and had to get the heck out of there. Come on.
Well, I think we've all had it about up to here, right?
Oh, boy. You two are going to be in trouble. I'm staying out of that mess. I've had a fairly good day so far. I'd like to keep it that way. So Williamson I believe back under fire. Yep, and rejoining the middle of the field there. Real quick, Trenton, I did want to get your input on one thing here before we go back to green. How about the little wrinkle that Todd added into the program in the C features this evening, where the top two rolled directly to the back of the A?
Yeah, that's a little bit different. You don't see that one a whole lot. I'll tell you, I feel like we've had a different format every year for this race. This one might be the one that sticks. I tell you, the B mains are definitely a little more palatable if you wind them up from a D main, an E main, a C main, a whatever, all the way up to an A main. So yeah, that's kind of interesting what he did there with that C. I don't know that I've ever seen that done before. I'm not ready to quite pass judgment on the format yet, but I kind of like what we're seeing so far here.
Well, I kind of equated it earlier tonight to the loosely to the Knoxville Nationals format, with the Hard Knocks night on Friday and the top four finishers Friday tagging the back of the A main Saturday and avoiding that B main there. Kind of had that similar feel to me, and then, man, you saw a real good instance of it where it nearly worked out for Mitch Hovden making a alphabet soup run tonight. Just fell a little bit short with some bad luck there in that C feature. But, man, it's certainly, I think that's a wrinkle to watch out for the rest of the week here, Zach.
No doubt. Cadwalader and Killer going to lead this field with the green flag from the front row here in your USRA Stock Car 20-lap feature event. Night number one of the USRA National. Let's see if we can cleanly get off of turns 1 and 2. We do. Down the back straightaway, the opening trip. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Killer. Got a fan out. Look out. Cadwalader around in turns 3, and he's going to go upside down.
Oh, red flag out on the speedway immediately as we've stacked them up once again. As Trenton Berry said, busier than Dollar General parking lot at 3:30 in the afternoon. And got one upside down. That's not a good situation over there. Of course, we will wait for word as to the situation over there in turns 3 and 4. And we've gotten word via the official radio system here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. All drivers are okay over at the turns 3 and 4 end of the speedway. All drivers being reported as okay. So definitely glad to hear that. Looks like some of the cars involved over there, the 746 of, I believe that's the, not Jalen Metcalf, excuse me. Looks like a replay incoming here. Rodney Schweizer ride, the 74, rather. And it looks like, man, the Cadwalader just kind of got slowed up and got the 21 got to the back of him. Cars started kind of getting stacked in there with nowhere to go, and Cadwalader, unfortunately, just went for a ride there.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for him, man. 10th to 3rd in his heat race has set himself up to start this main event from the front row, and doesn't even complete a lap into the books here tonight before he goes upside down. You really hate that, too, because, I mean, first night of the National, you still got 3 nights to go yet, and certainly want to keep your car in one piece. Even if you don't win it, you want to keep your car in one piece. You're not out there working all night trying to get the car back ready to go for tomorrow. So you certainly hate to see that bad luck for Tyler Cadwalader and anybody else that was a victim of circumstance in that one.
Absolutely. The benefit, though, it looks like the rollover, all things considered, looked to be fairly gentle. So you hope maybe Cadwalader can make repairs and rejoin the rest of the week. But some of the other cars involved down there look like the 91 of Wettengill, among others. Trenton, what do you got?
Yeah, Cadwalader's been busy, man. He was up there with us at Deer Creek last weekend for the Ironman race, and you're getting a second look here at that FK Ride-Ins Instant Replay. Rolling right down off of turn number 2 there. Keep your eyes on the 21, the 69, where the intensity is going to heat up right there going into turn 3. Cadwalader around, and it wasn't until that additional contact there from the 0F of Mason Beck that had nowhere to go, ultimately with Cadwalader sideways and sent him over.
Yeah, it looked like really kind of to me, it looked like Miles McHale was trying to switch lines to the outside of Cadwalader. It wasn't quite clear. Maybe got that fender hooked to the right rear quarter panel and helped Cadwalader around to kind of start that mess. So Unfortunately, just kind of a race and deal type of thing, over there in turns 3 and 4 is what it looked like, at least from our vantage point here, via the race and dirt replays. But again, a fantastic job there on those FK Rod-Ins instant replays by the entire race and dirt crew.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that wasn't too hard of a roll over there. I assume he'll be back ready to go tomorrow night, and I expect the same kind of speed out of him. I'm sure he'll be ready to bounce back with a vengeance.
Yeah, probably, some light suspension components, things like that, definitely going to need to be changed, tires, wheels, some sheet metal definitely to work out. But, again, it really, to me, always can be surprised, but to me it didn't look like maybe it was just a massive, massive rollover that he couldn't come back from. So that's probably the good news of it.
No doubt we'll get this USRA Stock Car feature event back re-racked and re-stacked. We have yet to score a lap into the history books here in this one, and that'll put a new guy up on the front row. Doug Kaler in the 7. Looked pretty strong there on that opening lap before the caution flag, or the red flag, came out there. But the 21 looking pretty strong as well. He's been strong all night long. The 21 of Miles McKell, we'll see what he's able to do. Like we mentioned, man, there's some really good drivers that are starting deep within this field. I mean, Jeremy Vaughn starts 26th tonight. He is an 8-time winner across 4 different racetracks in Oklahoma this year. He's been pretty swift. Like you mentioned, Boone Evans starts 14th. We'll see who's able to make some spots and who goes backwards here in this one, like we mentioned a little bit earlier.
Well, it looks like he's got some damage on the left side of that race car, but there's my guy Gerald Walwischek outside of row number 2 in that 11W race car. I kind of have an affinity for that race paint scheme, so we'll see maybe if Walwischek can do anything as well. Left front fender damage notwithstanding. There it is on your screen at home. Left front fender's about gone on the 11W. Doors peeled back, so nevertheless, we'll see what Walwischek can do off the outside of row number 2, Weston Coop. We'll start to his inside. And you got the 53 of RC Combs, the 0F of Mason Beck in that Scott Bloomquist Tribute race car. Of course, that car made its debut here at the Lucas Oil Speedway last season during the USRA Nationals.
So we'll get the 14 of Staley back in line here. Get ready to go. So we've lost a couple of cars here. That's going to move the 3J of Josh Kane, who was originally scheduled to start this race in 10th. He's going to actually restart this race on the original restart in 8th. 17 wins on the year for the Rio Rancho, New Mexico racer Josh Kane. We'll see what he can do here from the 8th starting position. Would not be shocked if he finds his way towards the front.
No, absolutely not. That's a guy that has been able to find his way around the Lucas Oil Speedway to a USRA Nationals title in the past, Trenton, and hey, very interesting character there.
Zach, that Josh Kane, he's a wild personality now, man. I don't know if you know him or not.
He's a mountain man.
Man, he is... he's wilder than a Saturday night at the Bossier City Horseshoe.
Yes, he is. That is no lies are given here, man. Those are facts. He come and run with us at Boot Hill Speedway a couple of times last year, and he kicked off the year with us at Rocket and Petty this year. And, man, he's just a really, really good race car driver. But like you said, he's a riot outside of the race car as well.
I'm just disappointed Trenton has to wait until Saturday to have a good night at the Horseshoe. I've had a great Tuesday there before, but we won't go into that. We won't go into detail on that one as we come back to green.
Rock and sock 'em. Lots of wild things happen in Bossier City. We're back underway, though, here in Wheatland, Missouri. Down the back straightaway. Show me what you got here in the Show Me State tonight. Rolling into turn number 3. This thing is changed hands up front here early on. Miles McKell has jumped out front to the race leader. The 21 relegated Keller to second here after 1.
Behind them, it's Mason Beck, Walwischek, Weston Coop round out your top 5. Walwischek temporarily look to the inside of the 0 Mason Beck. Beck trying to get away down the back straightaway to turns 3 and 4. Behind him, Coop has pressure from the 53 of Combs. Combs gets loose. Now he's got some pressure from the 7 of William Garner. There's the 3 of Josh Kane as well.
It's going to be interesting to see what this racetrack does and how it transitions throughout this 20-lap USRA Stock Car feature event. Get out there with the rework right now. The top 5 or 6 all rolling right there to the middle, about a lane and a half or 2 off the bottom. As Miles McKell continues to be your race leader underneath the Foley Equipment flag stand, continues to hustle this field into turns 1 and 2. And all the while, like you mentioned, that Bloomquist lookalike car, Mason Beck now working the wheel and working it well to the inside of Keller for the Bridesmaids honors.
Yeah, I was seeing the same thing there. Mason Beck peeking to the inside of the 7 of Doug Keller behind him. We've got 7 cars on your screen to the right. There, your Bulletproof Tees dual view. 7 cars work their way off at turn number 4. That's a hell of a battle down the front straightaway back into turns 1 and 2. Todd Staley right there in the middle of it. He's racing between the 47 and it looks like the 34B of Blake Bolton. So that's an interesting shot on your screen as we work their way off turn number 4.
Wawashuk now coming alive. He'll take a quick sneak and a peek down to the inside. A quick how you doing? Keep it moving to the inside of the 0F of Beck. Beck turns down the challenge down the back straightaway. Could have left the left front at home tonight. As we roll into turn number 3, Beck continues to hold on to third, relegates the 11 back to 4th. As the field exits 4 this time. How about Finnewald, man? 12th up to 6th early on to this one of the 21F car.
Yeah, a little over a quarter of the way through this one. 6 down, 14 laps to go. It continues to be Miles McHale, followed by Doug Keller, Mason Beck, Gerald Wawashuk, and Johnny Finnewald, your top 5. Behind them, a good battle between William Garner and the 53 of RC Combs. And it just gets tighter the rest of the way on back from there. Here comes the 3J Kane again. Kane has moved down from the top of the racetrack, now working the bottom, trying to see if he can do anything with Weston Coop after getting by RC Combs.
Josh ready to raise a little bit of his last name right here. Down to the inside of the 52 car, not able to sidestep just yet. Or 53 rather. Good racing here all throughout this field. But Kane of the 52 going at it right here underneath the flag stand of Weston Coop.
Kane's car looks really impressive on the bottom of that racetrack. We talked about it during the modified feature. He's able to keep the car pinned along the bottom of the speedway, but it turns, rotates, and he gets good drive off while maintaining speed. Not a lot of cars on the racetrack can do that right now. Keep your eye on the 3 of Kane, especially if we get a caution to tighten this thing back up at the front of the field.
We'll see if it comes home to roost. If we'll work the halfway point the next time by. We'll score lap number 10 of 20 with 10 to go as we just lost 1 at the top of 1 and 2. I think that may have been El Presidente. As a 21 of McHale has stretched it out here in this one to a 1.836 second advantage up front for the driver of car number 21.
Yeah, McHale trying to run away and hide in this one. Doug Keller still running second. Then it's Mason Beck, Johnny Finnewald, and Gerald Wawashuk battling with each other. Finnewald just got by the 11 for 4th. That puts Wawashuk back in the final spot in the top 5. Now Josh Kane taking the battle to the number 7 of William Garner. Side by side back into 1 and 2.
Josh Kane able to get back on the throttle and punch it down the back straightaway much quicker than the 7. And you can see it right there into your living room. Down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Josh Kane gonna roll down to the bottom of Garner for that spot. Not able to pick his pocket just yet. He will officially though at the flag stand.
And that car just rotates so well on the bottom of the racetrack. There's really nothing that the 7 of Garner could do right there as Josh Kane drives by into the top 6. You saw Miles McHale on your screen. Here comes Kane still on the attack. Wawashuk up next in car number 11.
Beck took another stab underneath the 7. Keller for the second spot. Nothing doing there. Again, Miles McHale up front. He stretched it out to almost a full second. It's 1.985 the last time by underneath the flag stand. He would love for this race to stay green right now, Eric.
Look at this. By nearly 0.2 of a second, Josh Kane, the fastest car on the racetrack inside the top 10. But it looks like as of right now, the way that things are working, Kane might be able to gain a few more spots, but Sands in the hourglass going to run out here shortly as we have just 6 laps to go.
That Shipley Motorsports Power number 3J car digging around the bottom right now. 3J throws the pole out, now looking to reel in Finnewald for that spot. Rolling back in the turn number 3, Josh Kane officially up inside of the top 5. Now he wants some more. He'll work down to the bottom of the 21 of Finnewald as they cross underneath the flag stand, hustling back into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Kane's still the quickest on the racetrack inside the top 5, trying to take the battle to the 21 of Finnewald up in front. I've noticed something on the 0 of Mason Beck. A good run for that car, especially off the restart. As you notice, look at that left front. That thing's broken on the left front of that race car, still managing to hold on to third. So a really good run for Mason Beck tonight, all things considered.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't hit the ground, shouldn't really affect him too much. It did that time, and he gets a good drive down to the bottom of Keller for second. Keller continues to relegate the advances of Beck down the back straightaway. They roll into 3. Tough break for Josh Kane. Josh Kane just came up lame at the top of turn number 2. He'll get it back rolling. Potentially, he may have had a tire go down. We'll see.
Well, there's the caution that he needed. He just didn't need it to be him.
Yeah. Man, tough break for Josh Kane. The fastest car on the racetrack over the last 10 laps, bar none. And it'll be all for naught here tonight after working his way up to the 5th spot.
Four laps to go in this one. Miles McHale has had this one pretty well in hand. Doug Keller and Mason Beck riding the 2nd and 3rd spot. And then it's Johnny Finnewald and William Gardner now will regain the final spot inside the top 5. We'll bring Trenton Berry back in real quick. Trenton, are we seeing things on screen, or is it my imagination, or is the zero of Mason Beck maybe dealing with some kind of a left front issue? Can you tell from where you're at?
No, I can't. I tried to look there at speed a minute ago, and I couldn't tell, but I'll roll out here and look a little bit.
You can tell.
I don't know. His nose is jacked up, obviously on the front end of it, but probably take somebody smarter than me to diagnose that left front.
The caster and camber is out a little bit, and he's kind of towed out a little bit.
Yeah, it makes me think maybe that, as my first thought, either bent upper A arm, or if it's got the top of the tire pulled in, it'll naturally tow it out as well, or maybe bent tie rod towing it out, and one of the two. But something definitely awry on the front end of that zero car.
Yeah,
it
is. It's that caster camber, Zach's right there. I can see that going down the back straightaway.
So again, interesting development there that we noticed on screen. But again, it's a good run, all things considered, for the zero of Mason Beck. Otherwise,
it should be a pretty exciting and fun restart here, Eric. The 21 of Miles McKill's led just about every single lap. Go ahead, Trent.
Let me tell you real quick, Mason Beck gives 0F about his left front right now.
That is a fact. Good play on words there and numbers. Off of turn number 4, we're backing away here. Miles McKill going to lead this field back into turn number 1. A little bit of contact there between the 7 of Killer and the front nose of the 21 of Finnewald on the restart. And Finnewald's going to drive right underneath him. He'll take the spot away. He'll go to 3rd. Down the back straight on the restart. It's hitting up, and the USRA stock car feature, and the caution flag waves. Things got a little stacked up and got a little hairy there on the restart. The caution flag comes right back out here. And looks like we may have some debris sitting in the middle of turns 3 and 4. We do. They'll get it assisted off the speedway. Boy, these guys are going for it on the restart. Only 4 laps to settle the score. We got 1 lap scored there, so we'll have officially 17 scored with 3 laps to go here in the USRA Stock Car Feature event. Miles McKill trying to hold on here. The 21 car's looking smooth, cool, calm, collected up front in clean air. We'll see if anybody's able to challenge him here when it matters the most.
Sorry to abandon you there momentarily. Got a message from the pit area. Wyatt Gajero out of tonight's A main lineup.
So here we go, race fans. 16 scored. We went back 1 lap, 4 laps to go of this 20-lapper tonight for the stock cars here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. And we're back underway with the 21 of Miles McKill leading this field into turn number 1. McKill's going to lead him right through the middle. He's been searching that moisture strip right through the center in turns 1 and 2, and he's had that car glued and locked his elbows in tight right around the bottom throughout this one to this juncture. Rolling into turn number 3 here on the restart. The 7 of Killer opens up the door for Beck. Finnewald going to throw it up there to the top in 21. Off of 4, Beck and Keller door-to-door underneath the flag stand. They hustle back into turns 1 and 2. The 7G of William Garner now throwing his hat into the ring to the inside of Finnewald. Good racing here from the front to the back and all parts in between. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Miles McKill is yet to be challenged in this one, and we're going to get a caution. Caution is out. We got 1 lap scored during that short green flag run. It's hard to tell that number over there.
Boys, how were those tenderloins earlier from a man Tony?
Fantastic as always.
Good stuff, isn't it?
I do appreciate your effort. I was making fun of you earlier, but you came through strong on those. I got to give you credit for that.
Hey, listen, Chesterman.
Yeah.
As a fellow belly boy, that stuff gets serious, and I know it. So when you called for food, I knew you needed to eat.
There you go.
It was quite delicious, I got to be honest. It was delicious.
So for the race fans coming that maybe aren't here yet, or some of these guys in the pit area, Tony Snyder's tenderloins up there, he grills those things to perfection, and man, are they perfect. So sure appreciate everything that he does and offers here around the racetrack. And
when you come and eat one of Tony's tenderloins, you got to make sure you order it the Trenton Berry style.
Yep. So we go horsey sauce, barbecue, and man, 3 to 4 pickles. I felt like 3 was the play tonight for you guys. Sometimes I get 4. Usually I go 3 pickles on mine.
No, it was perfect. It was like
So-
just the perfect hint of
Yeah.
sweet and savory. Like it was truly delicious.
Hey, I got to say hi to my buddy Racing Ralph that's hanging out here at the races tonight, too. I know he's listening in.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 17 scored, 3 laps to go here in the USRA Stock Cars. Night number 1 of the USRA Nationals, and Mason Beck got his best restart yet. He'll drive it in deep into 1 and 2. Got a couple of cars taking the scenic route and Dukes the hazard through the infield. No harm, no foul, I would say, but the 21 of Finawalt just got a shot in the shorts. Around he goes, and we cannot win for losing to the final 3 or 4 laps of this one. So carnage down here in turns 1 and 2. It looked like Finawald may have gotten a shot in the shorts. We need to see the FK Rod-Ins instant replay before we speculate too hard on that one. Not sure if maybe the car snapped around on him or if he had some assistance here or maybe just got finished off. We'll get another look at it here if we have it. Collected a couple of good race cars in behind him. Chad Clancy in the 47. Also in the 33 machine down there as well of Justin Custer.
FK Rod-Ins instant replay coming up on screen is, and these restarts have been tough all night long. Kane through the infield on an excursion on his own. Then we roll into turns 1 and 2, and looks like Miles McHale got, I can't tell if he got loose first and then got help or if he got help first. As the camera swept over to, Finawald, wrong 21 there, my apologies.
I wasn't going to correct you live on the air.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, it's not my first time. It won't be my last.
But coming in with that backhanded comment, it was almost like I indirectly did it anyway.
Hey, Josh Kane's cooked up here at the top side of 4. He's dropped the window net.
Uh-oh. How's Bryson doing? Have you talked to Bryson tonight? Is he okay? He looks like he's kind of maybe...
He's up there at the car right now.
Oh, all right.
He doesn't like to be on TV, so we'll try to get him on TV here in a little bit.
Perfect. He looks like he's been pretty busy over there inside of turns 3 and 4, though.
You know, the key to being busy is to always just appear busy.
Yeah. Okay. Is that where the phrase "work smarter, not harder" comes from?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm qualified to make that analogy. I'm not 100% on that one.
All right.
Well, the 0F car, Mason Beck, got his best restart yet. He picked the pocket of Doug Keller, but I'm not sure that it's going to count. If we got that last lap scored, then it will, but I'm not real sure yet. We'll have to see how this plays out when they officially get this lineup reset.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to restart in the same order. Keller's, according to timing and scoring right now, in the second spot with 3 laps to go. But Beck's been good off the bottom of the racetrack. That might be where he prefers to start. If Keller chose the top of the racetrack, it still might work out okay for that 0 of Beck.
PSG, baby. Please stay green right here. The deal is, man, the racing has been phenomenal here all night long when the green flag is out. Of course, hey, you're going to get cautions. That's just a part of dirt track racing. We've had a few more than we would have liked to bargain for at the tail end of this one. Of course, we've talked about it and alluded to it earlier that these guys have 3 more nights to race here. So don't want to have these guys beating on sheet metal and just unnecessarily working extra hard on their race cars tonight and into tomorrow to get prepared for tomorrow night. But looks like we'll maybe send them around one more time before we drop this green flag and get back underway here in your stock car main event with 3 laps to go.
So, Josh Kane cleared off the top of the racetrack. It looks like this time by the flag stand, yellow lights are going to be extinguished. Miles McHale, Doug Keller, Mason Beck going to lead the field back to green. Just 3 laps left to settle this one. Your Edelbrock Performance USRA Stock Car A main here on night number 1 of the USRA Nationals comes back to the green.
Anything less than a victory from this point on for the driver of car number 21 of Miles McHale would be a heartbreak. He's led every single lap, all 17 to this point. But here comes Mason Beck on the restart. He'll fire a bullet down to the bottom of your race lead. Nothing doing that time down the back straightaway. Here comes the 7 on the restart. On the top shelf to the outside of Finawalt comes Garner. Good racing here throughout the field. Mason Beck got it cooking around the bottom, looking to lock his elbows. Oh my, and the caution is back out.
Oh boy.
The caution. Sorry to sound so depressed. The caution is back out.
Yeah, it
But,
looks like from the sounds of it, debris is the reason. That darn Frenchman, Jacques Debris. And they get that cleaned up off of the racetrack. Of course, it is a fairly large piece of sheet metal there. Can't leave that on the racing surface. So, definitely a safety issue there. Have to, unfortunately, have to throw that yellow flag.
All right, let's try this one more again. That's what they say down there in the boot. Lights are out. Guns are set to come back out. Caution lights have been extinguished. And Miles McKell in car number 21. Let's try this again, Eric. Try it one more time for good measure. The 0F of Mason Beck down on the bottom. Got a good restart the last time. We'll see if he can do it again. He does. Down the front straightaway. USRA stock cars punched their ticket at a 1 and 2 on the restart. Mason Beck gets another good drive down to the bottom of 1 and 2 on the restart.
Yeah, man, for everything Beck gains, McKell just gathers it all back and then some. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 as he rolls right through the middle part of the racetrack. Beck on the bottom, then it's Keller through the middle. 2 laps to go.
I'm telling you, if the 7 of Garner can get clearance over the other 7 right here, he might have a shot at McKell, but he may run out of TIME because that 7 car is on RAILs right now. Got a little high, wide, and handsome that time down the back straightaway. Rolling into turn number 3. Here comes Mason Beck to the inside for the race lead.
Trenton Berry said it, no F's given, slides in the middle part of the racetrack. That allowed the 33 of Justin Custer to move to the inside. Custer going to take his shot into turns 1 and 2. Off at turn number 2, the field rolls. The top 2 nearly nose to tail. Down the back straightaway for the final time.
In the most recent episode of Where Did He Come From, the 33 of Justin Custer trying to steal this one away on the final lap, and he's going to do it at the jump of the checkers. Justin Custer steal this one away tonight in the USRA stock cars here at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Justin Custer, just in the nick of time, steals it away from Miles McKell. Jalen Wettengale from the back of the field out of nowhere to finish 3rd. Mason Beck relegated back to 4th, and Rodney Schweizer rounds out the top 5. Where did Doug Keller go? He finished 7th.
Wow. We had talked about it each of those last few restarts that anything less than a victory from this point on would be heartbreak for Miles McKell. He'll have to settle for the runner-up here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Pulling a rabbit out of the proverbial hat. How about it for the driver of car number 33X? Justin Custer gets it done tonight in the USRA stock cars here on night number 1 of the USRA Nationals.